Hello and welcome back to the rebuild of San Cruz. I am Wolf, and we're just passing through here over what we did in the last episode. We didn't do this area, but we did these intersections. You also saw the rail yard there, and I'm just giving a little tour of the different intersections. And we will soon, the area straight ahead, you see there is the one we're gonna build on today's episode. Here we have the next step, next interchange, and there we see the rail yard again, and then we have this big monstrosity here in the middle. And you see that I also finished the metro line, so it looks a little bit better. So now we're going over here to what we're gonna build on today, and this is a combined leisure and residential area. So let's bring up the UI as we just did here, and okay, yeah, let's take the cinematic away. And so along the shoreline there will be some leisure, and yeah, now we start. I'm taking away all the buildings, and see we have kept the hospital and the post sorting station there, and also the police and fire. The fire is actually on the other side there, but I will move them later so that they are in the center of this area. And you see there over further away, I thought that I might do that area in this episode too, but I will save that for the next episode, or maybe one after. You see here that the monorail line is running along the shoreline of this area, so it'll be like a leisure area with restaurants and cinemas and things like that. And I went in and looked at what actually are available as leisure buildings, and it's not that much actually in the game. And then later we went to the workshop, and there's actually not that many cool things there either. It seems like leisure is not something that is very popular for creators. There's actually very few. So, but I managed to download some of it, and actually I think I made it look pretty good. I mixed in some of the hotels and things like that also. But we're gonna start here with the residential area. Since it's like the leisure is quite noisy, and I don't think that's a very like nice, actually very nice neighborhood to live. So this a little bit more of these low cost houses and not that nice neighborhood. Oh, here's Wolfie. Let's wake him up, and we continue. He always jumps up on me like surprised there. I always miss when he's supposed to come in. So I'm just seeing I'm gonna use these, and see I've already also downloaded the block services there with residential and commercial everything. So I would put in one commercial there over at the monorail stop that we put in 2 episodes ago. You see here, these are most of the buildings I'm going to use in this area. They're not that. Oh, they look pretty good, but I see them more as a little bit more of low cost housing. I'm going to move these. I actually end up moving all of the buildings I put in closer to the road, because I think it's very long. They're set in very far from the road, and I don't think that fits very well. So, and I want the space in between the houses for parking and things like that. So I moved them further from the road, and these houses actually went together really nicely there. And put in a little bit of different ones here, a little bit bigger. You see those star formed houses there. Also, I think they're pretty cool. And these houses also clip together very well. No, that's and I tried to put in that house there, but it just didn't want to, so I had to just use move it to get it where I wanted it to. Took away some trees there, and we continue with these houses along here. May not be that exciting to watch me just put in these houses. And I'm yeah, I don't know what to say now. Yeah, but they might look like they are very close together right now, but I will, as you see in here now, so moving all these houses so that they are closer to the street, which seems more realistic. And and that avenue you see there, I actually forgot to do it in this episode, but I will change that to a normal road. I don't see really the point of having an. Sorry about that. It's actually almost 12 o'clock at night here where I live, so I'm getting a little bit tired. And but what was I going to say? Now I forgot it. Yeah, I completely forgot my train of thoughts there. But and here I'm looking for some other buildings a little bit taller. I'm thinking of this one, but then I'm wanting to use something else for just across the streets there. And I think I'm gonna use these ones here. Then I decide to go back to that really tall one and put not that one either. Hey, I did this one. I think that looks pretty cool along the street there. And I found that this building also looks good when it's together. It's like a big block here going up the hill. As you see, I've raised the terrain there to make it fit better with the roundabout. And this is also one that I found on the workshop. It's like curved. So then I thought that way maybe we can put them together so it's like a curved building. Looks kind of cool. So put in one more over there and one more on the other side here. I think it looks really cool, that one. And then we put in a similar building, but just straight there. What am I going to do? Yeah. And then I found these small block buildings here that will, and I think actually also will fit very well together. So yeah, I've lost my way a little bit there, and I didn't wanna. You wanna clip the other way, but not not that way around. So I have to first put in the little bigger one and then the smaller one beside it. And here we just put in a long road, same one. And here I was thinking of what I was going to put in and testing out, and then I thought that, well, let's make this hospital a little bit bigger. So I clipped together some more hospital buildings, but first I'm looking for a school here, and as usual I haven't forgot to download some more schools, so I just used the normal vanilla ones. But I think this would be pretty cool with a high school and the school together like that. and then you put in the gymnasium hall, and I see that I have this university medical center, and it clips together with the hospital really well, and I have another hospital that I put here, so it will become like this big hospital that makes it look not so vanilla. But then this one needs a little road, so I put in a road and fill it in there, and I think that looks like really cool. So and I realized that now I have to go to the workshop again and find some more buildings for the for leisure. So I went there and I downloaded some more. So we have a lot of a couple of more leisure buildings here, and I just realized that maybe some of the ones I downloaded wasn't growable, so maybe I'll go back then off camera and see if I change some of the buildings too, if there was any other. And I realized that was actually the same building, but there was someone on the workshop that had changed the appearance of it a little bit. And I think that older building they clipped in really well. I think that would look pretty cool too, with this small building that's sticking out from the bigger one. So we just there are some buildings that are gonna repeat, but I put them a little bit further away from each other, some of the bigger ones, so that they don't look like it's like the same building over and over again. This would be like the district where people that wanna go out at night and go to bars and restaurants and things, the ones that live in the hotels, both a little bit here, and I will put in some small hotels, and also further up the coast or down the coast or whatever you can say, closer to the downtown. There will be more hotels. And here I actually put in the same building 3 times, but I think that actually fits together with fits that it's like a lot of shops in a row there. And here's some trying to find some buildings. I put that one in there, small one, and I try to see can fit those two ones together. I see that's like a car there. I think that's a prop. So I just hit it with that building there, and it ended up looking pretty good. And also, sometimes you find buildings that they fit very well together when you put them, like those two. And it's about this time that I start also just a little bit after start putting some go over to the tourist part and start putting in some of those buildings here, because there are some nightclubs and things like that in the tourism part. What I actually think they should be in the leisure part, but I don't know why it's in tourist. So you see here some nightclubs and other things like that I put in. And here we just put in some small hotels here that I think that like a little bit budget hotels, even though they're quite tall. But and here I'll put in some nightclubs and things like that. Maybe I'll put in some more of those on the other places. So, well, I think that this area actually turns out pretty cool. And here I put in a pool for this hotel and move it a little bit, and then realize that I should move it like that. There's like a wall there, and it almost looks like it's little door there on the hotel that you can walk into the pool. And that there was a gym that looked completely different on the picture than it did in the game. That was a little bit weird. I just changed that hotel is the same as one that's a bit further away, but this one is a little bit lower. So it doesn't give the impression of being quite the same building. And then I moved both the police and the fire I have over to this area. And I also end up removing that road that's in the middle there. Actually, I don't know when I do it, but I will do it. Yeah, that's when I do it. And I put in a park here. And that is, and I put in some yoga garden along there with there, close to the hotels. I was also going to put in some parking. But I found this, I don't know, a shoreline walk, something like that. Looked pretty cool. And put in like a little plaza area here and move it a little bit to make it look a little better. Hopefully I can fill in some good and that. And I think it's a basketball court. No, it was something else. But I put in some. It was a basketball court, and I put in some tennis courts here behind. That those guests at the hotel there, and if you want to play tennis, maybe that's part of the selling argument for the hotel to have. We have tennis courts you can play on. And now I'm gonna fill in these, just looking for where I just always forget where those parking roads are. And then I remember. So we put in some parking here, and apparently the ones that not yet live here, but anyway, they don't like to have these parking roads. I think because I got a lot of negative. You see that there's always this negative face when you put in the parking road. Actually, in some places they don't like it. Some places they don't seem to mind it. There they didn't like it. There you see, that's quite funny. I think that they should be happy to have parking, but apparently not. But they're happy for this parking garage, so they like the parking garage, but not the street parking. And I put in a bigger parking garage here for this area, as there wasn't. I think that's for those with the taller buildings, maybe those other buildings on the side. And I put in a big parking lot here, try to get it, and that looked just weird, so I need to put in on the road, small roads first, and then I just move it a little. And I also realized that afterwards that I forgot to put in parking spots for this for that area. But we are nearing the end of this episode. And I thought that maybe it could be cool like that, but it doesn't fit because we have this light pole in the middle of it. But they seem to like the parking because as soon as I put it in, they start parking there. At least in some places. So this is what we built today. It's a little bit different, a little bit more not so fancy area. But and I think that maybe next time I will either do this area here along the there or some other area here. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do in the next episode. But that's all for today, and see you next time.